Happy New Year, everyone! Welcome back. We're here to watch a movie today. We're watching When Harry Met Sally. So I picked this movie to watch in January because I was Googling New Year related movies. I found When Harry Met Sally. I have absolutely zero context or knowledge about this movie, so it's going to be fully blind except for the fact that Google said it is a New Year related movie. It's saying here it's 1989. Holy heck. So for those of you who may not know, the month of December I was in Kenya, so I'm sorry that I missed a whole month's uploads in December essentially, but we're back. It is a new year, new me. We're going to be uploading weekly. Knock on wood. So let's just jump into the movie. The full-length reaction will be available on Patreon. Make sure you check it out. We have other exclusive TV shows and movies that are on Patreon that have not made it to YouTube. So New Year's resolution, I'm going to try to be more consistent with YouTube. So hit the like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe because it really helps out a lot. Let's just jump into the movie and see what we have in store for us today.
I was sitting with my friend.
How I Met Your Mother.
And this beautiful girl walked in, and I said, I'm going to marry her. And it's over 50 years later, still married.
That's sweet. No comment? Is this their story? Is this awkward?
Oh, hi, Sally. Harry, this is Sally Albright. Call me.
I'll call you as soon as I get there.
When Harry met Sally, he was with someone else? This is spicy. And was that her friend?
Huh? I miss you already. Bye.
It's an 18-hour trip, which breaks down into 6 shifts of 3 hours each.
Wow.
Why don't you tell me the story of your life? We've got 18 hours to kill before we hit New York.
Nothing's happened to me yet. That's why I'm going to New York. I think I'm going to journalism school.
So you can write about things that happen to other people. Suppose you live there your whole life and nothing happens, you never meet anybody. Finally you die, one of those New York deaths, until the smell drifts into the hallway.
Amanda mentioned you had a dark side.
Sure. Why don't you have a dark side?
We all have a dark side.
When I buy a new book, I always read the last page first. That way, in case I die before I finish, I know how it ends. You ever think about death?
Yes.
Sure you do. I spend hours. I spend days.
Okay,
and you think
emo.
this makes you a better person?
Right?
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're wrong. I don't think she wants to stay.
You'd rather be in a passionless marriage.
Women are very practical, which is why she gets on the plane at the end of the movie.
Obviously, you haven't had great sex yet.
I have had plenty of good sex.
Hello, everyone.
With whom did you have this great sex?
Why do you care, nosy?
Fine, don't tell me.
Shell Gordon.
A Sheldon can do your income taxes. But humping and pumping is not Sheldon's strong suit. Ride me, big Sheldon.
I'd like the chef salad, please, with the oil and vinegar on the side. But I'd like the pie heated, and I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side. If not, then no ice cream, just whipped cream, but only if it's real.
Oh my goodness.
So how come you broke up with Sheldon?
It was because he was very jealous, and I had these days of the week underpants.
Days of the week underpants.
Yes. Sheldon says to me, you never wear Sunday. It's all suspicious. And I told him, and he didn't believe me. My share is 90. Leave 7. What? Do I have something on my face?
You're a very attractive person.
Amanda is my friend. Well, you're going with her.
So?
You're coming on to me.
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
Can a man say a woman is attractive without it being a come on?
The way he said it, I didn't take it as him coming on to her. He said empirically.
I take it back, okay?
It's already out there.
Call the cops, it's already out there. Want to spend the night in a motel? See what I did?
I can't. These
Just going
two.
to be friends.
This is not a come on in any way, shape, or form. Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
Is that so?
That's not true.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Why do
Yes,
guys
I
always
do.
say that?
How do you know?
They don't
Because
see me
no
that way.
man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive.
Well, if he doesn't find you attractive, then.
No, you pretty much want to nail him too.
Well, I guess we're not going to be friends then.
Guess not.
Comment section, let me know about this. Is that true?
Yes, you like potato. Let's call the whole thing
Thanks for the ride. It was nice knowing you.
Oh, that's it? I thought it was gonna be like the whole road trip was the story. Now what?
We fell in love in high school.
We were high school sweethearts.
His parents moved away.
34 years later that I was walking down Broadway.
And we both looked at each other.
She was just as beautiful as she was at 16.
Are we combining everyone's stories? The roles have reversed.
Joe, I thought it was you. You still with the DA's office?
No, I switched to the other side.
You don't want to say hi?
I work with a small firm who do political consulting.
Oh, Harry, this is Sally Albright, Harry Burns. We live in the same building.
Well, listen, I got a plane to catch. It was really good to see you, Joe.
Thank God he couldn't place me. I drove from college to New York with him 5 years ago. He made a pass at me, and when I said no, he was going with a girlfriend of mine. Oh, God, I can't remember her name.
So what happened? You said no.
Oh, I said we could just be friends.
He said no.
He said that men and women could never really be friends. Do you have any women friends, just friends?
No.
I love you.
I love you.
Aw, look at her. Oh my gosh.
And what would you like to drink? Here's what I want.
Something with something on the side. Oh
Fill
my
it with about
God.
3/4, then add a splash of Bloody Mary mix.
We're on a plane.
The University of Chicago, right? Did you look this good at the University of Chicago? Did we ever...
No,
Wow.
we drove from Chicago to New York together.
Do you two like to sit together?
No.
Great, thank you. You were gonna be a gymnast.
A journalist.
Right, that's what I said.
I am a journalist. I work at the news.
And you're with Joe. You're together, what, 3 weeks?
How did you know that?
You take someone to the airport, it's clearly the beginning. That's why I have never taken anyone to the airport at the beginning. I never wanted anyone to say to me,
You
how come
used
you never
to.
take me to the airport?
You look like a normal person, but you are the angel of death.
Are you gonna marry him?
Dang, they just said I love you at
We have
last.
only known each other for a month.
I'm getting married.
Are you?
You are. It's just so optimistic of you, Harry.
That's true.
Just get to a certain point where you get tired of the whole thing.
There it is.
Meet someone, you have the safe lunch, you go dancing, you do the white man's overbite. The minute you're finished, you know what goes through your mind? How long do I have to lie here and hold her before I can get up?
I'm not feeling attacked at
Staying over?
all.
Would you like to have dinner?
No.
Just friends.
You said we can't be.
When did I say that?
On the ride to New York.
That's right. Unless both of them are involved with other people, then they can. The pressure of possible involvement is lifted. That doesn't work either, because what happens then is the person you're involved with can't understand why you need to be friends with the person you're just friends with. Why do you have to go outside to get it? Which brings us back to the earlier rule before the amendment.
Harry?
You know what? His profession suits him.
We were married 3 years. We got a divorce.
But first you lived with Barbara, then you got a divorce.
Right. Then I married Katie. Then a couple of years later, I ran into her with some girl I don't even remember.
Roberta.
So now we're entering the phase of them seeing other people and
I remember
divorce
I
because she was
snuck
getting
over to her
married.
and I said,
You said, what are you doing after?
I went through his pockets, okay? You know what I found?
5 years later.
He's never gonna leave her. So what else is new? You've known this for 2 years. You're right, I know you're right. Why can't you find someone single? Sally found someone.
Joe and I broke up.
What? You waited 3 days to tell us? Joe's available?
Girl.
We've been growing apart for quite a while. Well, I've had a few days to get used to it. I feel okay.
And she's gonna go home and cry.
Really, Marie?
Wow.
I've got the perfect guy.
I am over him, but I'm in a mourning period. Who is it?
Alex Anderson. The right man for you might be out there right now, and if you don't grab him, someone else will.
When did this happen? Friday. She says, I don't know if I want to be married anymore. Like it's nothing personal, just something she's been thinking about in a casual way. Just wants to try it, she says. But we can still date. I mean, I got married so I could stop dating. So I say to her, don't you love me anymore? I don't know if I've ever loved you.
That's a blow.
I can't believe this. And the doorbell rings. So I go to the door, and there are moving men there. I say, Helen, when did you call these movers? She says, a week ago.
Week ago. Sorry.
She says, I didn't want to ruin your birthday. She's in love with somebody else, some tax attorney.
Oh, I just happened to see his American Express bill. He was shaving, and there it was in his briefcase. He just spent $120.
Girl.
I don't think he's ever gonna leave her.
Why are you
No
still
one
with
thinks
him?
He's ever gonna leave her. You're right. You're right. I know you're right.
Okay, El Creepo.
Someone is staring at you in personal growth.
You'd like him. He's married.
He's cute.
You think he's cute?
Wow, so you don't think he's cute?
Also, he's obnoxious.
Oh, this is just like in the movie.
Also, he never remembers me.
Sally Albright.
Look at that, a changed man.
This is Marie.
How are you?
Fine.
How's Joe?
We just broke up.
Oh,
What about you?
I'm fine. I'm getting a divorce.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, I actually am sorry for him.
When Joe and I started seeing each other, we wanted exactly the same thing. Didn't want to get married because every time anyone we knew got married, it ruined their relationship. I would sit around with my girlfriends who have kids, and she would complain about how she and Gary never did it anymore. They were up all night. They were both exhausted all the time.
That's not marriage, it's kids.
And we'd say, you know, we're so lucky. We have this wonderful relationship. We can fly off to Rome on a moment's notice. And then one day, I was taking Alice's little girl for the afternoon. And she looked out the window and she saw this man and this woman with these two little kids. And I started to cry. Thing is, Joe, we never do fly off to Rome on a moment's notice.
Oh, I thought we were going in a different direction.
And I said, this is what I want. And he said, well, I don't. And he left. I am over him. I mean, I really am over him.
Boy, you sound really healthy. You know, the first time we met, I really didn't like you that much. You were just so uptight then. You're much softer now.
Sounds like a compliment, but really it's an insult. I just didn't want to sleep with you.
What's the statute of limitations on apologies?
Aw,
10 years.
Ooh,
that
I
was
can just get it
cute.
under the wire.
Would you like to have dinner with me sometime?
Are we
Wow.
becoming friends now?
Yeah.
A woman friend?
Something different.
You may be the first attractive woman I have not wanted to sleep with in my entire life.
Is that part of your Jedi mind tricks?
Both born in the same hospital.
1921.
We both grew up
We
one
both
block
lived
away
in
from
tenements.
My family moved to the Bronx
He
when I
lived
was
on
10.
Fordham Road.
Very same
We
building.
never met.
Never met. But we met in an elevator.
I was visiting
In the
family.
end, I rode up 9 extra floors just to keep talking to her.
Aww.
Hello?
You sleeping?
I was watching Casablanca.
Channel, please.
Isn't that the movie you guys were talking about before?
Now you're telling me you would be happy with Victor Laszlo than with Humphrey Bogart?
I never said that. I would never have said that.
Wait, didn't they have this conversation before the other way?
I really miss Helen.
Well, I went to bed at 7:30
Well, now
last
he's...
night.
Well, that's the good thing about depression. Get your rest.
Dang.
Do you still sleep on the same side of the bed?
I did for a while, but now I'm pretty much using the whole bed.
I want the
Feel
duck
weird
cut
once my
in
leg wanders over.
1 centimeter pieces.
I don't miss him. I really don't.
Maybe I only miss the idea of Helen.
And Ingrid Bergman is low maintenance? Which one am I?
High maintenance.
You're high maintenance, but you think you're low maintenance.
Oh.
Waiter, I'll begin with a house salad.
Yeah.
I'll have the balsamic vinegar and oil.
On the side.
But I want the mustard sauce
On the side.
On-
Yep.
Well, I just want it the way I want
And
it.
if you can't get it on the side, then I don't want it all together, but I still want the salad.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Aww.
Well, basically, it's the same one I've been having since I was 12.
What happens?
There's this guy. He's just kind of faceless. He rips off my clothes.
Since you're 12?
That's it?
Well, sometimes I varied it a little.
Which part?
What I'm wearing.
Yeah, I was gonna say how wholesome this is to be able to talk to someone about your dreams. Like,
Pepper.
Pepper.
There is too much pepper on my paprikas.
No. But I would be proud
To partake.
to partake.
Bye.
Would you like to go to the movies with me tonight?
Well, I'd love to, Harry, but I can't.
What?
A hot date?
Yeah,
Really?
I felt strange about it.
Oh, I think it's great that you have a date. Is that what you're gonna wear?
Yeah?
You look really good in skirts.
Aw.
No, Harry, I think you should get out there, too.
Oh, I'm not ready. I would not be good for anybody right now.
Aw, self-aware.
It was the most uncomfortable night of my life.
How much worse can it get than finishing dinner, having him reach over, pull a hair out of my head, and start flossing with it at the table?
It started out fine. Sitting and we're talking in this Ethiopian restaurant. I was making jokes, you know, like, hey, I didn't know that they had food in Ethiopia. Order 2 empty plates and we can leave. Yeah, nothing
It's
from her.
horrible.
And I asked her where she went to school, and she says Michigan State. Massive anxiety attack. My heart's beating like a wild man.
Helen went to Michigan State?
No, she went to Northwestern. They're both Big Ten schools.
It might be months before we're actually able to enjoy going out with someone new. Maybe longer. before we're actually able to go to bed with someone new.
Oh, I went to bed with it.
Huh.
Look at y'all being like legit friends.
You enjoy being with her?
Yeah,
You find her attractive?
yeah.
You're not sleeping with her.
No. Feel like I'm growing.
Are you finished?
I was here first.
We're not.
Was two.
We're not.
Was two. Where was I?
You were growing.
I can say anything to her.
You can say things to her you can't say to me.
It's a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
I don't have to lie because I'm not always thinking about how to get her into bed.
You just get up out of bed and leave?
Sure.
What do you say?
Just have an early meeting, early haircut, early squash game. I know I feel terrible.
You know, I'm so glad I never got involved with you. You are a human affront to all women, and I am a woman.
But I don't hear anyone complaining.
How do you know?
I mean, how do I know? I know.
Because they...
So you think
How
they
do you know
do?
that they're really...
They fake orgasm?
Yeah.
It's possible. Most women at one time or another have faked it.
You don't think that I could tell a difference?
No, I guess not. Don't. You're in public.
Yes!
Everyone
Yes!
is like staring.
Yes! Oh! Oh, yes!
Like, I'll have what she's having.
Yes! Oh! Oh, God.
I'll have what she's having.
I thought it'd be a guy that said it, but it was.
He sings a love song as we go along.
So they're spending Christmas together? How romantic. But platonic, of course.
He'll say, are you married? We'll say no, man. If they ask
New Year's!
I like you without your beard. You can see your face.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I really want to thank you for taking me out tonight.
The next New Year's Eve, if neither one of us is with anybody, you got a date.
Now we can dance cheek to cheek.
I've never danced with anyone cheek to cheek. Is it happening? Are we gonna? No. Don't miss the countdown. At least on the cheek.
He was the head counselor at the boys' camp, and they had a social one night. I thought he was coming to talk to my friend Maxine, but he was coming to talk to me.
You sent flowers to yourself.
He never even came over. He's never gonna leave her.
Of course he isn't.
You're right, you're right. I can't believe I'm doing this.
If by some chance you two hit it off, then we could all still be friends.
How many times do I have to tell you? We're just friends.
But you also said she had a good personality.
She has a good personality.
When someone's not that attractive, they're always described as having a good personality. It's like whenever I read Jimmy Breslin, it's got people in the city.
I didn't realize it was a double date at first.
For the people in blindfolds.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to switch partners.
Let's just say I'm really just not a big fan of Jimmy Breslin.
He's the reason I became a writer, but that's not important.
Oh, he's a writer.
You and Marie are both from New Jersey.
South Orange.
Haddonfield. Jazz, Sally is a great order, but she orders it in a way that even the chef didn't know how good it could be.
Restaurants have become too important.
Restaurants are to people in the 80s what theater was to people in the 60s.
There you go. Look at those two.
I wrote that.
I've never quoted anything from a magazine in my life.
I also wrote Pastor's the Keys for the 80s, New York Magazine.
Sally writes for New York Magazine.
He said.
Nobody has ever quoted me back to me before.
Please let me go home with him.
What do you think of Jess? Do you think you could go out with him? Because I feel really comfortable with him.
I'm just worried about Harry. He's very sensitive.
You don't think you're gonna call Marie? Do you mind if I call her?
But for tonight, you shouldn't. Sally's very vulnerable right now.
That's so cute.
Fine, no problem then. I wasn't even thinking about tonight. I think I'll get a cab.
I'll go with you.
Great.
Look at those two. Oh, there goes that.
A man came to me and said, I found a nice girl for you. I wanted to make sure. So I sneak into her village. If I don't like the way she looks.
Dang,
But she
that's
looked
it.
really nice to me.
We're here for Jess and Marie.
They're moving in together?
You sing the lead, and this has the backup. Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry.
Watch that fringe and see how it flutters.
They're so cute.
Peek through the shutters and
Might make me believe in love again.
With eyes and glass curtains that will roll.
Helen.
It's my voice, isn't it? You hate my voice.
It's Helen.
Is that the tax guy?
How are you, Harry?
None of your business.
I'm fine. I'm sorry. This is Sally Albright, Helen Hilson.
See you.
Yeah, bye.
Why'd you even come up?
Nice to meet you, Ira.
Why are they matching?
She looked really weird. She looked very weird. Really? She must be retaining water.
Harry.
You must be retaining water.
Sure you're okay?
No, clearly not.
I like it. It works.
All right, well, let Harry and Sally be the judge.
It's nice.
Case closed.
Sally,
What's so awful about it?
well, there's no way to even begin to explain.
You don't like my boss?
Oh gosh, are we arguing already?
I'm just trying to help you have good taste.
Ooh.
I have good taste.
We started out like this.
Oh
Big walls, we
no.
hung things, we picked out tiles together. 6 years later, you find yourself singing in front of Ira! I want our friends to benefit from the wisdom of my experience. Sooner or later, you're gonna be screaming at each other about
don't
who's gonna
break
get
it.
this $8 dish. Put your name in your books right now before they get mixed up.
Get a prenup.
Wagon wheel, Roy Rogers, garage sale, coffee table.
I thought you liked it.
I was being nice!
Well, at least that settles that.
He just bumped into Helen.
You're gonna keep the table.
That I will never want that wagon wheel.
I thought she was gonna say, you know what, you can keep it.
I know, I shouldn't have done it.
You're gonna have to try and find a way of not expressing every feeling that you have.
You never get upset about anything. You never get upset about Joe. How is that possible? You're so over Joe. Why aren't you seeing anyone?
What the hell does that have to do with anything? Harry, you're gonna have to move back to New Jersey because you slept with everybody in New York, and I don't see that turning Helen into a faint memory for you.
Are you finished now? I'm sorry.
Oh, they're so.
Don't say a word. It's a monkey. It's a monkey.
This movie
A
is
monkey's a
great.
monkey.
You just said it's a baby. How about Planet of the Dopes?
It doesn't look like a baby.
Baby
ape.
lips, baby
ape.
mouth.
What he ate.
Baby talk.
Baby.
That's how you show talk?
That's baby, and it's clearly talking. You're wonderful.
All right, who wants coffee?
I do and I love you.
And this is the phase where he was saying it comes back to it doesn't work.
Emily's a little young for Harry, don't you think?
She's young, but look what she's done.
She makes desserts.
Doesn't seem a little stuffy to you?
You should talk to him.
He's too tall to talk. But Sally hates baseball.
Harry doesn't even like sweets.
Who is it?
Hello?
Could you come over? He's getting married.
I'll be right there.
Oh my god, I'll be right there. Who can I call right now that'll be like, I'll be right there?
I'm sorry to call you so late.
Wait, why didn't you call your boo thing?
He just called me up, wanted to see how you were. I'm sitting on the phone thinking, I really am over him. And then he said, I have some news. She works in his office. He just met her.
Wow.
Supposed to be his transitional person. She's not supposed to be the one. All this time, I've been saying that he didn't want to get married.
Oh.
But the truth is,
he didn't
he
want.
didn't want to marry me.
If you could take him back right now, would you?
No. But why didn't he want to marry me?
Aww.
What's the matter with me?
Nothing.
I'm difficult.
You are high
Challenge.
maintenance. But you didn't want to be with him anyway.
I'm gonna be 40 someday.
In 8 years.
Not the same for men.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin had babies when he was 73.
He was too old to pick him up. Okay. I'll make some tea.
Whoa.
Could you just hold me a little longer?
Oh, sure.
Is it gonna be tonight? Is tonight the night? Yeah. Yep. Meshy. It is meshy. Look at his face. That is not the face you would expect him to be making.
Do you want something to drink or something?
No, I'm okay.
What's wrong? I mean, she seems to have had a really great time. Look at that smile.
Do you want to go to sleep?
Okay.
I'm trying to read the situation and I don't know how to read the situation.
I gotta go. But after work, I'd like to take you out to dinner if you're free.
Have we ruined our friendship now? Do they have a his and her phone?
Are you all right?
No one I know would call at this hour.
I did something terrible.
Oh, and there he is.
I need to talk.
What happened?
What's the matter?
Harry came over last
I
night.
went over to Sally's last night. To
Singing
make a long
then,
story short,
we did it.
They did it. You've been praying for
We
it.
should have done it in the first place.
How was it?
The during part was good.
I thought it was good. He just disappeared.
I feel so bad.
I'm so embarrassed.
It would have been great if it worked out, but it didn't.
Do you want to come over for breakfast?
No, I'm not up to it.
No, I feel too awful.
Tell me I'll never have to be out there again.
You will never have to be out there again.
I'll just say we made a mistake.
I hope she says it before I do.
It was a mistake.
I am so relieved that you think so, too.
Oh, she
I'm
really
not saying
didn't.
last night wasn't great.
I'm so relieved.
I don't see any dressing on the side for her. See, this is why I'm like a bitter old lady.
It is so nice when you can sit with someone and not have to talk.
Why don't you take me to the airport anymore?
To the time you go to bed with someone, then she tells your husband.
Speed walking.
We'd already heard each other's stories. Maybe you get to a certain point in a relationship where it's just too late to have sex.
Is Harry bringing anyone to the wedding?
I don't think so.
Crazy to think that she's actually getting married.
And to consecrate their vows of matrimony as husband and wife.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, that was a cold
Nice
hello.
ceremony. Boy, the holidays are rough.
A lot of suicides.
Ooh, very dark. We have
Thank
become very much like him,
Have
huh?
you been?
I don't want to talk about this.
Why not? Why can't we get past this?
Can we?
It just happened.
It happened 3 weeks ago.
You want to act like what happened didn't mean anything.
I am saying, why does it have to mean everything?
Because it does.
We both agreed it was a mistake.
The worst mistake I ever made.
I did not go over there that night to make love to you. But you looked up at me with these big weepy eyes. Don't go home tonight, Harry.
What are you saying? You took pity on me?
I'd like
Oh
to propose
my
a
god.
toast to Harry and Sally.
What?
If Marie or I had found either of them remotely attractive,
Oh yeah.
we would not be here today.
That's like, gee, thanks.
Have yourself
Oh, we're back to the this sure we're solo dolo.
have yourself a merry little
Hi, it's me. It's the holiday season. This is the season of charity and forgiveness. It is also the season of groveling. Call me back. Please pick up the phone. I really want to talk to you. Obviously, she doesn't want to talk to me. I'm through making a schmuck out of myself. If you're feeling... There's a service I can render. Call me. Maybe it's late to just
Like at this, what do you pick? Like you pick up the phone and you're like, "Hello."
Hi, Harry.
Hello? Hi. Hi.
What do you want, Harry?
Nothing. Just called to say I'm sorry.
You know, all this time he's been the only one apologizing.
What are you doing for New Year's? Because I don't have a date.
If you both don't have a date.
I can't do this anymore. I am not your consolation prize.
And here we are.
What's so bad about this? You have Dick Clark. You're about to give the Knicks their first championship since 1973.
Wait, wait, wait.
Heard they crowded the floor.
She does not look interested at all.
This is much better. Fresh air. Who needs to be at a big, crowded party pretending to have a good time?
I'm going home. I'll never get a taxi.
I don't know. Can we somehow make it to midnight? Like to see each other by midnight and have a real authentic kiss? For the New Year's? Is that why it's a New Year movie?
You realize, of course, that we can never be friends.
Why not?
Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
Well, I guess we're not gonna be friends then.
Guess not.
It had to be you. Could make me be true.
It's almost midnight.
Well, the thought of not kissing somebody is just...
Aww.
Come on, stay, please.
I'll call you tomorrow.
What they wouldn't do for nobody else.
Aww.
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Okay.
And the thing is, I love you.
How do you expect me to respond to this?
I don't know.
How about you love me too?
How about I'm leaving? I know it's New Year's Eve. I know you're feeling lonely. And expect that to make everything all right.
Well, how does it work?
I don't know.
I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still smell your perfume on my clothes.
Not getting emotional.
And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve.
It's already New Year's.
When you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as...
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet.
You say things like that and you make it impossible for me to hate you. And I hate you, Harry.
Oh, that is not what I was expecting to hear. Aww. I bet her day's just like, what the heck? I turn around for 1 second.
The first time we met, we hated each other.
The second time we met, you didn't even remember me.
The third time we met, we became friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then we fell in love.
Aww.
3 months later, we got married.
It only took 3 months. It was great. We had this enormous coconut cake.
Very rich chocolate sauce on the side.
On the side?
Particularly the coconut soaks up a lot of that stuff, so it's important to keep it on the side.
I love this now. Oh my god. You know, this was a relationship that was like years and years of them building upon it, to the point where like even her little quirks, I find it so charming now. Like the things on the side, like how do you not fall in love with them? Like definitely in the beginning they both started out fairly obnoxious. Like they seemed to be opposites at first. She said like she hated him. Like he would nitpick at things in a way. Like he was like, you're so cheery. Do you ever think about death? Like things like that you would, you know, a normal person probably wouldn't start off conversations like that. Then we also see her when she's like ordering and she's being very like picky about things. So it's like they both have their little things that make them, you know, fairly unique, to put it one way. But I love that they spent a lot of time just being friends. Like in the very beginning, he brought up the thing about you can't be friends because there's attraction. And we also brought up a lot of like the issues where, you know, she was talking about like once kids are involved, then that romance kind of dies off. I didn't want that. Or he was going through like the perspective of like his divorce and the fears or abandonment or rejection. We had the friend who was seeing a guy who was already married. Like there was a lot of the downsides of relationships and marriage and things like that was like discussed. But they spent so much time together just building the foundation of friendship, where it wasn't anything about attraction. So like, you know, when you get older and that fades away, like what do you have left? It's like that wasn't what was important. It wasn't even about their boink life. And actually when it happened, it kind of like messed their friendship up for a hot second. So them wanting to be together was really built up on the time they spent together, just how much they know each other well. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? How they knew each other so well, and what makes each other tick, and their likes and dislikes. And even with that, still wanting to spend time with them. Like when something happens, you're the first person they want to call. The other guy friend was confused. He was like, how could you talk to her about things? Like, are there things you could talk to her that you can't talk to me about? But you know, like he said, it's different. And the way the movie has it, at least, we saw them bond during a time when they were definitely not attracted to each other. Like he was still super hung up on Helen, and she, even though she didn't show it, was definitely hung up on Joe. So they weren't interested in each other, but they were able to bond through their depression. They trauma bonded through their depression. They were able to like bond and get to know each other and talk to each other about stuff, even when she's like, oh my god, you're despicable. But he was like, yep, I am who I am. It is what it is. Like, you're not trying to impress anyone, so you don't feel the need to lie, like he said, which is what he said. A lot of times, like when you're dating someone and getting to know someone while you're dating, like maybe people will feel a little bit of pressure to lie so that they look good, or and try to do things with the expectation that, okay, they're gonna like me back if I do this. And then the other person mistakes the things that are being done for them as genuine, whereas they're just doing it so they like you. Does that make sense? You know, if you take someone to the airport in the beginning, they're going to expect you to do it later, right? Because in the beginning, you're doing it to impress her because you're still infatuated with her and blah, blah, blah. And then later on, when that wears off, you're like, I ain't taking you to the airport. You can go by yourself. And so I think that's the difference between like the friendship first and then relationship versus relationship first. It's because then once all that honeymoon phase is over and you're just like, this person ain't, things kind of just, you know, fall apart. And then she goes off with like a tax guy who might provide some more, I don't know, excitement or whatever, and he realizes he found someone else that he actually wanted to marry, who was a paralegal. You know, things like that happen. So yeah, it was just a very cute movie. I always say, like, I don't like rom-coms. I don't like the gushy mushy stuff, and then here I am like crying at them, like making it to the end. You know, it's nice. I'm not gonna lie, like it's warm and fuzzy. You get the warm and fuzzy feelings, but you just know that real life isn't like that. So it's like, But this was a very cute movie. Now I get why it is under the New Year's Eve, the New Year movies, because of the whole moment, everything leading up to that New Year moment of them finally realizing the feelings that they have underlying all of it, you know, with each other. And him saying that you're the person I want to spend my life with, it was just a huge thing. And I like that they took their time with it. And I was so surprised at how funny this movie was. Like, there are older movies where the sense of humor is just a little bit different than modern humor, if that makes sense. Where it's not that it's not funny, it still is funny, it's just a different type of funny. But this movie's, like, the comedy, if they made it today, it would still be hilarious. Like, it's not heavily slapstick, it's not, same with the the Christmas National Lampoon Vacation. Oh my god, I don't remember the name. But same with that movie. The comedy still works today, and I was surprised and delighted and laughing the entire time with this movie, like in moments that I would not expect it. And so even though there was like a heavy romantic element to it, the humor in it also was something that I was really, that made me really love this movie. There were a lot of like twists and turns. Like I thought the movie was gonna be about their road trip and them falling in love in the road trip, but no. It was a long journey from start to finish of them getting together, and I really appreciate that it's not like I saw this person and I immediately knew. Like, it wasn't anything just surface level with their relationship. This is definitely one of my favorite movies that I've seen on the channel, for sure. And the full-length reaction will be available on Patreon, so you can check it out there. Come and chat it up with us over on Discord as well. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button. Let me know what your New Year's resolutions are for this year, if you even have any at all. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye guys.